If you love cruising, you need to know these perks that can make your voyage even more amazing. Some of these, even the most experienced cruisers miss out on. Cruise lines offer way more perks than most people realize, and if you know where to look, you can unlock incredible freebies, VIP experiences, and hidden benefits that make your trip even better. In this video, I'm going to reveal some of the best kept secrets that can get you everything from free drinks to exclusive access, and most cruisers have no idea. Finally, there's one little known perk that can get you VIP treatment, special discounts, and even free cruises, but hardly anyone takes advantage of it. So let's get started. Free specialty dining perks. Birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions. Some cruise lines are going to offer you a free restaurant meal, or even if it's just a dessert when celebrating that special occasion. Ask about it. Let your travel agent know when they book it if it's a special event. I don't know that I would recommend this, but I don't know too many places that are going to check if it's really your anniversary or not. But I'm not recommending that. Loyalty program dinners. So after you've been with one cruise line for 3, 4, 5, however many cruises, some loyalty tiers include a specialty dining meal or an event or, a private dinner just for diamonds, platinums, whatever their level. As you're with a cruise line, cruising with the same cruise line for, 20, 30, 40 nights, 50 nights, whatever. Get to know those loyalty tiers. Get to know what benefits you get with them. Because yes, they're public knowledge, but they don't exactly advertise some of the perks. So look into it. Casino player perks. Now this one, I know a lot of people who are really good at playing the game of maximizing their casino perks. And this is not a video about how to maximize those, but just know that you don't have to be a whale. You don't have to, lose $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a 7-night cruise to get, free dining credits, free drinks, discounts on your next cruise. Pretty much every cruise line has a casino offer or casino player division, and all you got to do is go on one cruise and one time drop $10 in a slot machine, and you're going to start getting offers. Now, arguably, if you play through $10, you're not going to get a whole lot, but there are ways that you can get some pretty good deals, pretty sweet benefits if you are any kind of gambler. Embarkation day specialty lunches. Some of the cruise lines have, what do they call it? Like specialty programs. There's a term for it, but I can't think of it right now, where you get early embarkation and either a discounted or a free lunch at one of the specialty dining restaurants that's not necessarily open to the general public. So you're not trying to find a seat at the buffet with pretty much everybody else that's on the ship. The higher you are in the loyalty tiers, a lot of times you'll get, exclusive seating area in the main dining room for embarkation lunch or specialty dining, you get perks as well. So, there's another benefit to the loyalty. Free drinks. For those of us who enjoy having alcoholic beverages on board, there are some ways to get free drinks. Now, if you got the alcohol beverage package, you don't really care about free drinks because you've already paid, so they're called technically free. But if you're not going to get the drink package and you want to have a drink every now and then, if you go to the art auctions, there are usually welcome drinks, champagne or wine or, some cocktails, you can get for free, if you attend the art auction. You don't have to purchase, you don't have to bid. Just by being there and listening to the spiel, I think worst case scenario, you're going to get a free glass of champagne. As you get higher and higher in the tiers of the loyalty programs, you're going to get access to free wine tasting, cocktail hours. A lot of the cruise lines, once you hit, a certain status, you're getting 4 free drinks a day, 8 free drinks a day, or you're going to get, coffee and tea in specialty venues like, your frou-frou coffees. Instead of charging you $3, $4, $5, you can get it for free. And little known fact, certain lounges, think like, the bars and restaurants in the suites areas and in the higher tier, I'm going to get into this later, but the higher tier loyalty programs on a lot of the cruise lines, they have special areas, lounges, bars that are only for people who, are diamond or platinum, and they're going to have, let's just say, a much better selection of coffee than what you get in the main dining room or the buffet. This is mainly for wine drinkers, but if you book a specialty restaurant and it's, if you go to the teppanyaki place Yes, it's a specialty restaurant. Yes, you're paying for it, but usually this doesn't occur there. Think steakhouse, think high-end Italian, the more expensive specialty restaurants. A lot of times you're going to get a free bottle of wine with your meal because you're paying, $40, $60, $80 a person to eat there in addition to what you already paid to get on the cruise. So they're throwing in a free $20 bottle of wine. But hey, if you like wine and happens to be a wine you like, cool. This one I've already touched on it a little bit, but there are VIP lounges and private spaces. There's basically two different types, okay? A lot of the cruise lines now, they have suite areas. So if you're staying in a suite on the ship, the entire area of that ship where the suites are is only for people that are staying in the suites. And in those areas, you're going to have a bar or two bars. You're going to have a restaurant or two restaurants that only people that are staying in the suites have access to. Those restaurants are included in the cost. You don't have to pay extra for those because you're already paying for a suite. And depending upon the cruise line, a lot of times the drinks at those bars in the suites areas are included as well. So if you're planning on getting a suite, before you buy that alcoholic beverage package, talk to your travel agent and have them get you the details on what's included. Now, a lot of times you can only drink for free at the bar in the suites area. Like I think it's NCL, it's called the Haven. That's only suites and only for people who have suites. So if you go out and you're sitting in the casino and you order a drink, you can't just say, hey, I'm staying in a suite, I don't have to pay for it. It doesn't work that way. The other private space is for the higher tier loyalty members. Diamond, Pinnacle, Platinum, I don't even know what the other ones are called. Most cruise lines have a bar or a lounge that is only for people who have that tier or higher. Like Royal Caribbean used to be called the Diamond Lounge. Now they call it the Crown and Anchor or the Anchor. Crown and Anchor. You have to be a diamond or above to get in there. And from it differs slightly by ship and everything, but in general, from 5 to 7 p.m., you can go in there and have a couple of drinks without cost because you're a diamond member. That's one of the benefits that you get. My favorite part of the ship is the adult-only retreat areas. I'm nothing against kids. I have my own kids. Well, they're now adults, but, I have my own children. But when I go on a cruise, we spend a lot of time in the solarium on Royal. I can't even think of what it's called. The retreat, adults only. You got to be 18 to get into this area, or at least that's the rule. Some ships enforce it better than others, put it this way. But not necessarily free perks or hidden perks, but you got to be an adult to get in there. So it is somewhat exclusive. To me, it's the perfect place to hang out because it's where I prefer to hang out. Let's put it that way. Secret viewing decks. Now, technically, they're not secret, but most ships have observation areas that are tucked away, that they're not as obvious, so you kind of have to go looking for them. Because of that, they're generally quieter, less crowds, and much more relaxing. When you book a cruise, do a little Google search or talk to your travel agent or both and find out for your ship where those hidden observation areas are. And personally, I find them a lot of fun. I don't want to say fun, but they're quiet, they're relaxing. Cheryl and I found one when we were on the Celebrity Reflection, and we would go to this one bar, we'd get fresh drinks, and we'd go around the corner and up a set of steps, and boom, there's like 8 chairs, just, a little boat out section of the deck where you can just sit and stare out the ocean and watch the sunset. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Casino player lounges. Now, this one is not on all ships. Only some ships have a player lounge. But if you are a gambler and arguably, you're a decent gambler, nickel slots for $20 ain't going to get you access. But if you enjoy playing table games or slots or whatever, and you run some money through the machines or through the tables, you might just get an invitation to that casino lounge. And in there, they usually have complimentary food and drinks that, you can enjoy, and it's open certain hours. And again, it's less crowded. There's less people. You're able to sit and relax. This one is iffy. Let's put it this way. I titled it Secret Discounts and Upgrades. It's not really a secret, but it's iffy because I've seen it work for customers. I want to say I've had 6, maybe 7 customers try this, and it worked 3 times, maybe 4 times. So basically what you do is when you go to check in for your cruise and say you've got a balcony room and you go to check in and you talk to the check-in person and ask them if there are any suites that are unsold, if there's any that are available or people no-showed or whatever. Sometimes you can pay a fairly nominal upgrade fee and get bumped up to a suite, even if it's a junior suite. Well, junior suite's not much better than a balcony, but if you can get bumped from a balcony up to a suite and it costs you, a couple $100, maybe it's worth it. Because if you think about it, you get access, you're getting a bigger, better room. You're getting a concierge. There's a lot more that you're getting. You're getting access to the suites area and the bars and the restaurants there. It definitely can't hurt to ask if that's something that you want to try. A lot of people, we booked a balcony. We're good with the balcony. I don't want to mess around with that the day we get there, and they don't want to do it. That's fine. A lot of people don't like this one either, but I have suggested it to customers, and some take it and some don't. It depends on their, how they're feeling. But when you book your cruise, book a guaranteed cabin instead of picking a room. Basically what that means is, say you book a guaranteed balcony. What that means is you don't know your stateroom number until arguably a week to 2 weeks before the cruise. Because basically what's happening is you're getting a discount. If a regular balcony is $2,000 a person, a guaranteed balcony might be $1,700 a person. So they're giving you a discount on that room because you're not picking a stateroom or a particular stateroom. So what's going to happen is, as it gets closer and closer to embarkation, to the sailing, a week to 2 weeks ahead of time, the cruise line's going to say, okay, pretty much all sales are done at this point. We might get 1 or 2 last minute, but sales are pretty much done. We've got 1,000 balconies. We've got 900 rooms that are people chose their stateroom. They're in that. So we've got 150 guaranteed balconies, and they just start putting people in balconies. Now, the part that some people don't like is you might get an obstructed view. You might get a partially obstructed view. You might get an amazing view, or you might get bumped up to a junior suite. You can get bumped up to, they're guaranteeing that you will get a balcony. But if there are no balconies available, they're going to bump you up. They're not going to downgrade you. So I have seen several of my customers who ended up in junior suites. I've seen several of my customers who got a guaranteed ocean view and ended up with a balcony. I've also seen customers who got a guaranteed ocean view and they got an obstructed ocean view. So they look out their window and they see a life raft. They don't see anything but a life raft. Okay. So it depends on you. It depends on, how much you want that view. It depends on how much you want to know exactly what room you're in. But it's a way to save money, and it's possible that you're going to get upgraded. It doesn't happen a lot. It's not like 80% chance. It's probably not even 50%. It's probably like 10%. But future cruise deposit perk. So when you're on board a ship, every ship has got a future cruise desk or next cruise or whatever they call it. Stop by and talk with them. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to put any money down. But a lot of times, if you go there and you talk with them, you're going to get a deal. You're going to, put down a $200 per person deposit on a future cruise. Now, you can do a deposit on a particular sailing, the August 17th, Carnival Vista, 7-day Eastern Caribbean, blah, blah, blah. Or you can just do $200 on a future cruise anytime in the next year or 2 years. What's going to happen is, for that future cruise booking, you're going to get a discount. You're going to get onboard credit. You're going to get prepaid gratuities for free. You're going to get specialty dining included. They're going to give you some perks for that because you're giving them money, basically. You're quote unquote, booking a trip for the future. So they know that there's going to be, this is a guarantee of future revenue, future income. So they're giving you a discount for that. Pretty much every time we go on a cruise, we book a future cruise. It depends on, a lot of variables, but a lot of times we'll do that because you get a good deal. It's not always an amazing deal, but it's usually a good deal. If you're military, if you're a teacher, if you're a first responder, always talk to the cruise line or your travel agent before you book and find out what the discounts are, if they have any discounts. A lot of cruise lines these days will offer 5-10% discounts off the cost of the cruise, or they'll give you onboard credit or whatever off the price. If you own, I want to say, at least 100 shares of a cruise line stock, whether it be Carnival or Royal or whoever. Currently, if you show them proof that you own 100 shares of their stock, they're going to give you some free onboard credit. Depends on the length of the cruise, anywhere from $50 to, I want to say, like $200. Okay. I've been hearing that program is going to go away after this year, after 2025. They also said that in like 22 and 23. And, so I don't know if it's going to go away or not. And I'm not telling you to go out and buy stock in the cruise lines. I'm not. But if you already do, if you're already investing that money, get some free perks out of it. Get some free onboard credit. Talk to your travel agent or the cruise line directly. They'll tell you what form you have to fill out, and some of them require that you have, there's an app that you have to get, but check it out. Specialty entertainment and secret shows. Usually these kind of things are reserved for the higher loyalty tiers, but you can get behind the scenes tours of the shows, the backstage tours. You can get a bridge tour, galley tour. There's different tours that are not available to the general public, or if they are at a cost and you won't have to pay that cost. But some of those tours are really cool. I love seeing how the ship operates, seeing those areas that are not for guests and how busy it is and all the different stuff that goes into, me being able to lounge around the pool. Secret shows, there are, let's call them unadvertised performances for high-end gamblers, high-end, the higher tier loyalty members in the comedy club or the jazz lounge, or, where we're in a tiny little venue that's not being used for anything else. Sometimes they'll have the comedian come in and do a set just for you, the 30 of you or 20 of you, things like that. As you get into those higher tiers, talk to people, talk to your concierge, talk to the different staff on board, and particularly in the bars and the lounges that are just for the higher tier people. As they get to know you and you get to know them, you're going to start finding out about these things that are not advertised, or they're only talked about in those rooms. They do, also pop-up events, theme nights. These are not exclusive. They're only for select guests. So only the whales, only the diamonds, those people are going to know about these things. Hidden food perks. There were several trends in the recent years about hidden menus on various fast food restaurants. There are secret menu items on the cruise ships that you have to know about and ask for and be in the right specialty restaurant to get. Late night room service. Again, certain people get, free snacks or free meals through room service that the rest of us don't get. People that are spending money with the cruise line, just like people who spend money at land-based casinos and, land-based hotels and restaurants and stuff, they get extras. It's probably the best way to put it. How to get that VIP treatment or even free cruises. Some cruise lines have referral programs. So if you refer 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 people to this cruise line, and, so if you decide you're going to go on a cruise and 20 other people that are going to go with you, guess what? You're going to get a free cruise. You're still going to have to pay your port taxes and gratuities, but because you're bringing 20 people with you, you're going to get what's called a tour conductor credit. You have to ask for it. There are certain things that you have to do, but the cruise lines give you that free cruise as a thank you for bringing 20 people with you. So if you're of a large family, if you are in a group of people that all play bridge together or knit or whatever, or, you just got a group of 20 or 30 people that y'all like to party with, reach out to your travel agent and say, hey, I want to go on a cruise and I got 20 people that want to go with me. What can you do for me? You'd be amazed. Casino free cruise offers. We've talked about gamblers and we talked about the offers you get. Now, again, you're not going to get offered a free cruise if you gamble $10. Okay. You got to play a little to get a little. The more you give, the more you play, not necessarily give, but the more you play, the more you're going to get. So now that you know about a bunch of different hidden perks of cruising, let's talk about where to go. If you're looking for the most relaxing cruise destination, you need to choose wisely, because if you don't, you could end up in a port that's, let's say, more hectic than peaceful. I'm going to show you the best spots in this next video.